Welcome to the Daydream Manor Flower Farm. Hi friends, I'm Dawn. I'm the owner here. I live in Zone 8B in South Louisiana, and welcome into the stem shed. I feel like I spend a lot of time in the stem shed, and right now I am, because it is time to really start all of my warm season flowers, vegetables. So you're going to see a lot of videos of me coming in here. Plus, this just kind of keeps me out of the sun because it is getting warmer, and it's hard to see when I'm trying to film in the sun. So that's a disclaimer. I'm glad you're joining me here today. I really want to talk today about what I am going to grow, what I'm really focusing on this year to grow my workhorses. But first, let's do a little quick farm update. Raised beds. All right, so if you're new here, for 3 seasons, I have grown in a section behind my house with my vegetables. And last year, we decided we would move into another field in the other side of our home and do raised beds. And I decided to do raised beds for a couple of reasons. One, really just for the maintenance of them. When I was doing it in the other field back here, I just couldn't keep up with the weeds, the walkways, just in general. I just couldn't keep up. It was too much work for just me. And so we sat down and we're like, well, let's do the raised beds. We'll do them far enough apart so we can run the lawnmower through it. So I hope that's going to work out better. I feel like it's easier for me to manage the weeds because I do have landscape fabric down in almost all the beds except for the bulbs, the perennial bulb bed. So that's just like one that I'm really going to have to stay on top of versus 13 rows over here, 13, 15 rows, however many, that are 60 foot long. So we are in the process of building those beds, and we have just come to a complete halt. We had some life stuff that had to get done. So I'm at 6 beds. You need 18. Hopefully Mr. Daydream can get back on those next week. I had to have some more soil brought in, which got delivered yesterday, so yay. And we had talked about, I'm going to do those cattle panels in between beds 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3. And I thought at first I was going to do like sweet peas on it, and then I thought about doing some gourds. Well, just so happened I was on Facebook, I was looking at my local nursery, and they had these flowers, these rose bushes that I have been wanting for several years. They're just really hard to find, and when they have them, they sell out very quickly. So Mr. Daydream was on that side of town and was able to grab 2 of them. So I'm going to do those because they trellis and they're just gorgeous. By year 2 or 3, they just take your breath away. So I'll show you more of those once we get all of that up, and I'll tell you about that. But oh, and I need to get the back patio cleaned off, my back porch cleaned off again, because I've got some things that's got to get out to get hardened off. So just a lot of little, the devil's in the details, right? I also decided for my sunflowers this year, I'm going to keep them in the other field, in my original field. And I'm saying that because I flip those much quicker. I can start them, and in 2 to 3 weeks they're ready to go out. 60 days I can harvest. So I need more sunflowers this year than I had last year, especially with Mother's Day, graduations, dance recitals. I had a high demand, and I couldn't keep up. I had a florist call me. She was like desperate for some. I had no more left, so I want to up that. Now, if it is probably not going to happen this year. When I do the U-pick over in the new raised garden beds, I will put sunflowers over there. But for right now, just for production, they're going to stay in this other field. So, and those rows are 3.5 foot by 60 foot. So I'm going to use 2 of those, and then a half of another row, because I'm going to put some zinnias out there too. And again, probably we'll put some zinnias out here for a U-pick as well. Anyway, so just trying to make some of those decisions. A lot of vegetables have to get in the ground this weekend. The weather's been really, again, just spastic. We've set some record highs over the past couple of weeks, and now we're going into a cool front in the next couple of days. But for us, it's like going to be in the low in the 40s, so nothing's going to really be threatened. My vegetables, because I'm going to get these sunflowers out, none of that's going to be threatened. It's not going to be that cold. So yeah, just trying to keep up on that roller coaster. But so the focus of this video, let me get back on track, is, and I've talked about this before, you know, farming over 50 comes with comes with knowledge, but it also comes with some physical things that I can no longer do. Words obviously is one of them. And so, you know, this year I've really focused on putting systems into place, getting smart about how I work, because I do work full-time off the farm, and I have a demanding job off farm. In fact, I just found out a few days ago that I have to do a business trip in a few weeks that's going to take up a lot of time. And so I have a lot of prep time around it, so a lot of work there. With that being said, this has all got to be flowing. I got to have these systems. So I took a long, hard look at the varieties of things I'm growing. And I want to share with you where I kind of narrowed down my focus, because I will say this. It was so easy for me in year 2 to get overwhelmed and overexcited about all the seeds that came in those catalogs. Everything was pretty. Everything I wanted to grow. Some of it I don't remember if it grew or not. So this year I am going to stick with my tried and trues. So let's run through them. First off, of course, sunflowers. Pro Cut Orange. Tried and true. I have several thousand of these that I'm going to grow this year. I will say this, the warmer it gets in the summer, I stay away from the lighter colors in all flowers, just because I find that the pests are more attracted to those light colors the hotter it gets here. So Pro Cut Orange, favorites. And look, I do have some purples and golds in that I'll mix in, but for the most part, that's going to be where I'm going to spend my time. Gomphrena. I like Gomphrena. A lot of folks don't like Gomphrena because they say it's hard to harvest. I don't find a problem with it. I can do it pretty quickly. But what I do know is I don't need 100 of them. Gomphrena is a cut and come again. So the more you cut it, the more it branches, the more blooms you get off of it. This year I've done rose and orange. I'm probably going to also do the purple again, the carmine, and the pink. I mean, I just love it. I love the way they look against sunflowers. I like the way they look with zinnias. So, in fact, I've got rose and a mix done. I did do a few of the mix, but I only did a few. This is going to be plenty. I'm still going to do the others here really soon. So, I'm going to probably start some more of those. Celosia. I was on the fence. I like the pinks and the oranges, but I was on the fence. Only because I'm kind of tired of them. But people love them. People call them troll's hair, and they love them. They love them so much, and so I think I'm going to do the troll's hair again. The other one for sure that I am going to do, though, is the flamingo feather. Y'all, I did so many of these, and I dried. I thought I might have some in here. I do not have any in here. I dried a lot of those, and people were like, oh, I just want a bunch of those. They are so pretty. So those are going to stay, for sure, the flamingo flower. Salvia. I have not had good luck with salvia. In fact, I wasn't even going to try it this year, but I did, and I think I have some right here. Hold on. Oh, yep. Salvia. This is as far as I've ever gotten with it. I swear all you need to do is say you're not growing it anymore. This is the last time you're going to do it, and it germinates. So I do have salvia done. So I am going to try it just because I had some more. I had the seeds. Give it that one more time, and I think it can be a perennial here. So if that's the case, I will move it to the perennial bed. Oh, okay. Really on the fence about these, but I have a lot of seeds, so I am going to do them. Cosmos. I don't know if I'm 100% a fan of the flower, but the green, the foliage that came with these, y'all, they were so I ended up plucking the flowers off and using the greenery as filler. I just like the way it looked. It almost gave, like I did that with some of the celosia, the troll's hair. It kind of gave it like a Dr. Seuss kind of look. It was, I don't know, it was kind of cool. So, gonna keep that. All right, here's another one that people love or they hate. Marigolds. I love these marigolds. A lot of people are like, oh, they stink, they stink, they stink. It's not them. It's not the flower. It's actually the foliage on the, I don't know, it's a D. It's actually the foliage. And so once you strip that, there is no smell. So I do strip them before I put them in a bouquet. But I love these. These are the Marigold American. I've not tried these before, bobtailed, and the Marigold American Marvel Orange. So I'm trying those. Oh, and I have the French Harlequin. I don't know. So we are going to try those. And then, I don't even remember when I bought these. Or what I don't know. Mexican Mint Marigold. We're going to check those out. So, I am going to keep the marigolds. Marigolds too, I will actually plant some of these in with my vegetables, and it does help with pest control. And again, I can cut from these. They just bush out more, and the blooms just keep going. So definitely, this is a good workhorse. Zinnias. I'm just going to do the giants. I've done the Queen Lime series. In fact, I still have some of those seeds left. I'll probably just finish them up. But for the most part, my zinnias are the workhorse. They have been, put it to you this way, last year I planted just one succession. And I cut from those all year. Like all year. Because the more you cut, the deeper you cut, the more they branch, and then the more they produce. I can't even begin to tell you how gorgeous they were. I do plant them 6 inches apart, and I am kind of careful too sometimes, because here with the powdery mildew, just with the weather and that, you got to be careful with that. But these, y'all, these zinnias just were amazing. So I am definitely going to do a lot more zinnias this year. And I think, I'm not sure yet, but maybe next year I'm going to order individual packs of colors and then plant by color. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I have some things that I've started for hanging baskets. Oh, my Dusty Miller. Remember I said I wasn't doing Dusty Miller again just because it didn't grow very tall. But I have some started, so that's the last of it. I'm going to try it again this year. What else is over here that's ready to be hardened off? Oh, I have Indian basket. So I just had a few of these seeds left, so I'm going to do them, put them out in one of the beds. Oh, let me tell you what happened. So in one of my other videos I did, I was talking about the things that I like in that, and I did not realize when I was starting these, I don't know if you can see that, well, because there's nothing there. I'm pretty, yeah, it's basil. Thank God it's basil because I can smell it. I did not realize I did not have my garden marker pen in my hand when I was labeling. I don't even know what pen I had in my hand. Y'all, everything I labeled that day, the humidity under the domes, sweated it off. So, I mean, thankfully I know this is basil because this is what I am keeping. We've talked about the foliage before. So I am doing some cinnamon, some lemon, the mountain mint, and eucalyptus, and then I have my regular mint and the honeywort. So those are my fillers, and I just like to interchange those. I also like to sell these just by the bouquet themselves. So, but again, I don't need that many of them. Basil is another thing that you cut and it comes again, cut and come again. So don't need that many of them. I'm just trying to see what else I have up here that is not in my workhorse list, but because I had the seed, I'm just going to use them. Oh, these are zinnias that I started 2 weeks ago. So look at those. So these are, I'm gonna let them go another week or so in this in here, and then I'll move them out to harden off. So that's kind of where I am. I've just really narrowed down what my workhorses are, and then when I have to order my seeds again at the end of the season, that's where I'm going to concentrate. I just don't need all those varieties. Not all the varieties do well here. So, oh, the other thing I want to do, I almost forgot about this. I want to do, so let me back up. Since I've started, well, the first year I started, everything was experimental. But during my second year and third season, my second and third season, I do a space that is just purely experimental. So it's kind of where I get to dabble with some of the things, seeds I buy on a whim that I'm really trying not to do. But I want to try some of these. These are for dyes. And so I just thought it would be cool to try to grow a few of these and then do them for some dyes, and maybe do some silk scarves or something, see what that looks like. But I got three different kinds. I got a Japanese indigo for blue, a hoppy amaranth for red, and then another red Dyer's Versatile Red Blossom. And so these are dyes for textiles. So I don't know, I just thought it would be kind of cool. I'm going to do a few of these in my experiment row just to see how that works out. I don't know, I thought it would be cool. What else? I think that's it. I'm just really going to focus in on those, and we're going to roll with it. So let me know what you've started or what you plan on doing, what you're going to grow. What are your workhorses for where you are? I'm going to stick with these. All right, so you got the quick update on the farm, my go-tos that I'm going to plant this year. So it's time for me to go get busy. All right, we will chat again soon, my friends. Until then, hope you're turning all your daydreams into a reality.